this. Hello, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Yes, welcome to Whispering Hope Weather Update. It's good to have you again this afternoon with us. As you will soon find out, it's a quiet day, not only here in Antigua and Barbuda, but around in the wider Atlantic. But here to update us this afternoon is our meteorologist, Mr. Leonard Josiah, all decked. And don't look like he's going to get married again today, but I understand that's not what it is. So let's go into the weather.
That's right. And good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm so sorry that we're late this afternoon. Had to do a little bit of duty right there, but I'm happy to be with you all this afternoon. It's another afternoon when we focus on the weather. And by the way, I should say good afternoon and happy August to everybody. We are now in the month of August. We have now said goodbye to June. We have now said goodbye to July. We're now entering the peak of the hurricane season. From here onward, look out. It's going to be ramping itself right up, right down to September, and even past September into the month of October. This is the time when we will be certainly paying close attention, and even more closer attention to the weather than we have been doing for the past 2 months. And we look forward to bringing you the updates to certainly keep you in check. It's a wonderful afternoon today. Plenty blue skies and plenty of tropical sunshine. Where I'm now looking outside and I'm seeing the wonderful blue ocean. The atmosphere is nice and clean. There's not much haze to talk about in the context of showers. That is down low. So we're not reporting anything significant. Just a nice, warm, tropical day. And we look forward to another day come tomorrow.
Well, good afternoon. What has been happening to tropical? Is it Hurricane Isaias? Now I should presume. I know it dipped a little, went back to tropical storm status, but it was expected to move back up into that hurricane status again.
That's right. I've been looking at Tropical Storm Isaias this afternoon. Continues to be a tropical storm. The National Hurricane Center suggests that it will form itself up or regain some intensity during the next couple of hours. And before moving on shore of the Carolinas later tonight, is forecast to regain hurricane status. Again, it's not going to be a factor for us here in Antigua and Barbuda. Nonetheless, if we do have anybody who is in the Carolinas, definitely we would certainly want to pay close attention to it. Here is Tropical Storm Isaias up there. The Caribbean islands, they're down here. We are so far away from this particular system, and we are not going to be getting anything on it. It's only academic interest, and we follow it because it's likely to move onshore of the Carolinas tonight. Currently, the winds are at 70 miles per hour, moving towards the north-northeast. It's forecast to move onshore tonight of the Carolinas and bring with it a Category 1 hurricane winds. So the impact can certainly be on the significant scale for those particular areas to the north or to the east of the United States continent. We're looking on another area of disturbed weather just to the northwest of Antigua and Barbuda, this particular area right out there. And we are saying that it's not going to be focusing on, for us here in Antigua and Barbuda, it's moving really towards the north. Bermuda is likely to be impacted from it. The Hurricane Center is still suggesting that we could see some development coming out of it. And if it does so, then we will just basically see maybe a tropical storm or tropical depression coming out of it. But for right now, it's not forecast to do much, in terms of weather conditions for us here in our Twin Island state. Peering on out towards the east, this is what it looks like out towards Africa. Africa, we're not seeing too much of tropical storm activity for us in terms of developments for us in Antigua and Barbuda. It continues to be just a wide area of spotty clouds in the monsoon trough, and 1 or 2 tropical waves here or there, but again, not expected to do too much for us here in our Twin Islands state. I'm not too sure if I shared my screen, so I will go back. I would go back over that one more time so that the folks can actually see exactly what I just mentioned. And it is this particular, we are looking out towards the coast of Africa. Our infrared imagery suggests that the clouds are very shallow, not much to talk about. Antigua and Barbuda, we are right up here. All these clouds is indicative of what we call the monsoon trough. And that monsoon trough is just expected to be there. But in terms of tropical storm formation, tropical depression formation, etc., we are not forecasting anything. Here is the satellite photograph for Antigua and Barbuda. We see some patches of low-level clouds there. Lorne, my colleague, suggests that there might be just about a 40 or 50% chance that we will see a passing shower. But all the islands from Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, the Leeward Islands, islands further towards the south, the Windward Islands, even further towards the south, Trinidad and Tobago, nothing towards our immediate. So we are looking at weather conditions being generally good. Those of you who wanted a shot of what we are looking at in terms of the area of disturbed weather is out here and moving towards the north. This is a tropical storm Isaias and is likely to move onshore. This is tropical storm Isaias right here, likely to move onshore of the Carolinas in the next couple of hours and bring with it some tropical storm or hurricane conditions. Hurricane warnings are now in place for those island territories. So for us, we continue to sit wonderfully. We can breathe a sigh of relief. Nothing for us to worry about at this stage.
I would say God is good, but some person will say God is good because it missed us. But how good is he to those who are experiencing it at the moment? But I just
so
want to say God is good for us in the territory, and we are looking forward for the next 48 hours to be extremely calm in our territory. But we do not know what the future holds. So keep plugged in, and we keep listening to Mr. Josiah as he keeps us updated with the weather forecast. And remember, always be prepared. One of the things that we have been discussing ever so often is about being prepared in a COVID-19 environment. And as you listen, MSNBC, CNN, that's what they've been discussing about Florida, how to deal with two challenges in the same time. And it's going to be difficult if our time comes around. So be prepared.
Be prepared, be prepared. And that's the thing that we are focusing on. As a matter of fact, we're getting into the peak of the hurricane season right now. We're going towards it. There could be tropical systems forming on the fly like that. So it's very important for the residents of our Twin Island state and those in the Leeward Islands and even those who are further afield not to let their guards down. And by the way, did you hear from your friend in the Bahama Islands, the elder in Bahama Islands? How did they fare?
Yes, in Nassau, they were not badly hit. In Nassau, but I think in Grand Bahamas, they went through some rough experience there. But they were safe. They lost power, but power was restored within 24 hours. So they're good. They're pretty good. So they were able to have their services, etc., on the weekend. So that's great. They were spared to the worst of it. So we're happy to know that as well. So we're not
That's right. That's right. That's right. And my brother, is very important that it's so important that it's so interesting that you said what you said earlier on, that we got spared. The forecast was for tropical storm Isaias to be on our doorsteps. It passed through us. God is indeed good, and now it battered Puerto Rico, it battered Hispaniola, it battered Bahamas, Dominican Republic, the Bahamas,
there were lots of lives there,
Florida.
Well. Yes.
Now it's going to be moving onshore, and we walk a very thin line. A very thin line for us in the tropics in the context of hurricane forecasting. It's not an easy thing. Absolutely. I can tell you this, not an easy thing. And it's walking what we call a tightrope walk. And if you miss you slide right down to the bottom. So you can appreciate what we're doing here. It's not something that we take for granted. It's not something that we take lightly. We're bringing individuals up to date with the information. Sometimes we might slightly be off, but the whole idea is for you to track it and for you to keep abreast of the storm and to ensure that you're getting your information from your trusted weather source. Yeah, Mike?
Yes, so thank you. Absolutely, absolutely. I was saying, and we just want to thank you again for making the sacrifice. I know you had to, when you said you were going to be 5 to 7 minutes later this afternoon, I said, I hope he doesn't rush. He'll be on time once he gets here, anytime. Anytime it's been on time once we get the information out. And so I want to thank you again this afternoon for making the sacrifice. Have a pleasant evening, and may God continue to bless.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Take care. God bless.